Okay, folks, we're back at the Dayton VA and in the Putnam Library, better known as the Miami Valley Military History Museum. This is part 3 of 3, and we are doing a paranormal investigation. In this part of the video, we're going to go up on the second and third floors, and we're going to use a device called electromagnetic field detector. And it's my understanding you're constantly putting off electromagnetic fields, and that's what we're going to use to determine if there are any ghosts in the facility. There's also a device where they can actually wave parts of their bodies over. I don't know the proper professional terms, but this actually sets off an alarm. But you have to be really, really close to this thing. So you're going to hear us talking about numbers, and the scale starts at 0 and it goes higher, obviously, and the higher the number, the closer the entity is to you. So relax, sit back, and I hope you enjoy this part of it because it gets pretty spooky.
There's another stool over there, by the way.
Pretty dark up here.
For the record, we have Cindy and Leah,
This must be Cindy
Becky,
standing here.
and myself from the Fourth
She got the
Freedom
light
Team.
on, I would have bowled her over.
We have Mark and Catherine. They work in the museum, and then the investigator, Thomas.
Like this.
So what are we doing now, Tom?
You're just gonna sit down and do an EVP session and just relax and listen.
Ah, okay.
For the sake of brevity and boredom, I'm going to cut out a lot of the
Where are you going to sit, Tom?
unnecessary talking and things of this nature.
Okay, I'm going to sit over here
Between
beside
the actual,
Rosie.
important stuff. So
I'm going to sit right here.
beware, I am editing the video, but I'm not going to edit out any of the contacts we might make with ghosts. The lights you see up there are actually little flashlights coming from smartphones that we're using so we can see, and we're trying to get ourselves situated in seating so we're not close to the electromagnetic field device. It might cause it to go off by our bodies moving around. So Tom's going to sit on the far end of the conference table. Catherine, who is a veteran, a volunteer at the museum, is sitting in the middle, and I'm sitting on the other end. And there's a good distance of 3 to 4 feet between us and Catherine, so nothing can cause that meter to activate unless somebody or something walks up real close to it.
My name is Tom. We are not here to harm you. We are not here to hurt you. We're here to get to know you and let you know that you're not forgotten. Could you tell us your name? Are you a man? If you were a man, can you make a loud knock for us like this? If you were a woman, could you make a loud knock like this? Could you tell us what year it is?
I should mention at this point we've not even determined that there's an entity in the room with us. Tom is just laying the groundwork, trying to call them out. It does get interesting.
How many people are here?
Catherine, the volunteer from the museum, is sitting there, as I said earlier, intently watching this meter. She has it down on her lap with her smartphone light on it so she can see it, and trying not to attract a whole lot of attention.
We're here for you, so we would like to know if you're here with us. We'd like to talk with you and get to know you. You don't have to be scared. We mean you no harm. Like I said, my name's Tom. I'm from Massachusetts. I'm from Quincy, Massachusetts. Is there anybody in here with us from Massachusetts?
Tom's trying to create a bond with the entity that's in the room with us that we'll find later, and I just blew that, didn't I? The founders of the library were from Massachusetts, the Putnams.
Is there a Mrs. Putnam here?
I want to point out, even though he's asked if a Mrs. Putnam is here, at this point we still haven't determined the originality of the entity that we did run across.
Another good thing I like to do is, like, right behind you guys, there's a window, and it has a light just leaking through it just a little bit. What I'll do is I'll stare at that and see if I can see something cross in front of it. I try to pick out a little piece of the light. Is there an Emma Miller here? We would like to talk with you. You've done great things for this place, and we thank you for that.
It keeps going from point 0 to point 1.
That's normal.
Yeah. Just keep swinging that back and forth quickly. Where was it?
You just heard Catherine say we're starting to get activity from the meter. She said it went from point 0 to point 1. It's going to get exciting.
We're going to be going to the second or the third floor soon. If you're here, now's the time to let us know. Make a loud bang. Make a loud knock. Whatever you can do.
Does she know that there are women here also?
This, I don't know, some or him.
No.
Catherine was suggesting to Tom that maybe she should try to speak to whatever it is, because of the fact that she dressed up as Rosie, and that person that Tom spoke to a moment ago, the Miller,
That's actually a good idea.
may be from
You wanna
that
say
era, that age, back in that World War area
something?
there.
You're
So
definitely dressed the part.
we're going to find out if Catherine can bring somebody out.
Hi, my name is Catherine. There's women here. This is a good place. And We'd love to hear from you if you're here. To
You can ask for it to come to you. Have them, ask them to make that number go to a 4.
Okay. If you're here with us, could you come over to where I am? Don't move the device out on the table a little bit. It's right here next to the gavel. Could you come over here to me, if you're here, and make the device go from a 0.2 to a 0.4? 0.3. Are we invading your space? Point 2, 0.3.
Could you try to get that up to a 4 for us, please?
Okay, 0.4.
0.4, that's awesome.
They just
Thank
hit a
you.
0.4.
If you could try to get that up to a 5. Please.
When you start getting readings of 3, 4, 5, 6,
So we know you're here.
that means there's something there. Pay attention. It's going to get exciting here momentarily.
Thank you for making it go up to 0.4. Point 3. Point 2. Could you make that go back up to 0.4? Point 3.
You'll notice when Catherine asked whatever it is in the room with us to take it up to 0.4,
Could you take it up to 0.4?
it did it
one more
almost
time
immediately,
for
and it
us?
was walking away.
Okay, 0.4. Thank you very much. Thank you for being with us.
Now, some of you doubting Thomases might say, well, somebody in the room got up and went close to that meter because it's awful dark, but you need to be aware. We can tell when if either any of us is moving around because it's not as dark to our eyesight as it is to the camera.
0.0.
So even though the camera is not showing people moving around,
You check that
we
in
can
my
tell.
next
And
one.
I have to tell you, I didn't see anybody moving around.
See if it goes up.
Point 1. Point 1. Point 2. Point 1. It's a steady point 2 now.
At this at this point, Tom and Catherine are getting up to move around a little bit and see if they can follow the entity out into the main hall and down the hall. The rest of us are remaining in the room.
If you're still here with us, could you make that go up to 0.4 one more time? Point two. Could you make that go up to 0.4? Point three. Point three. Point two. Point three. Point one. If that was you that made it go up to 0.3, thank you. And it was 0.3 just for a flash. And it's going to bring it down. Yep, 0.2.
Do you also want to check with that, if it's
Mhm.
not your battery to your phone too?
Mm-hmm.
It's just not even registering.
Not now. No. Mm-mm. That was spooky.
And we're gonna go to the second floor. You're more than welcome to join us and talk with us more. Third floor, I should say. Since you're
At 0.5.
There's sometimes.
Moved.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I moved it, yeah. I moved it too quickly.
You put the proximity sensor close to you.
Mm-hmm. No, thank you.
We're going to get up and move up to the third floor now. You'll hear us when we get out there in the hallway. It gets really exciting now.
If you guys want to ask any questions, feel free. I mean, it's kind of weird talking into the dark.
Catherine and Tom are leading the way. It's important for you to know that because at one point, everybody who's behind us goes ahead and goes upstairs.
See you later.
This is actually Cindy leaving us. She had to go home at that point, so she went downstairs. At this point, everybody's gone ahead of us, and Catherine and I are still standing there on the second floor. And
You say
she's
it's a steady
realized that for
0.3?
some reason the meter is staying steady at a 3, which means if there's an entity with us, it's following her.
Drop 0.4.
0.4?
Yeah.
Sure that's not me moving?
No. It's a steady 0.3. 0.4.
Trying to follow us upstairs.
0.4. Are you hanging out here with me right now?
Did somebody just leave?
Yeah, Cindy did. She had to go.
0.4.
Let's go upstairs, baby.
And I'm not moving. I'm gonna go up to, thank you if that's you who made it move to 0.4. And if you're who's got it at steady 0.3, thank you. I'm gonna go upstairs. Jesus. This is steady 0.4 and it hit 0.5 a second ago. 0.5.
I've positioned myself over
Can you see that?
the right shoulder of Catherine. I'm trying to get a look at this
See?
meter,
0.4.
and, trying to confirm
I'm-
some of
I'm
the movement
standing
that she's
dead
seeing
still.
here, and I can
Yeah,
actually
I
see the
can.
meter.
Are you still here with me? 0.5, is that you? Did you want, is there something that you need?
Just went to 5.
Hmm. Okay, it's going very fast. Hey, Tom? Yeah. Oh, shoot. This has jumped to a 0.6, right where I'm at. I'm not even outside the doors. The closer I get to the doors, the more it keeps jumping higher.
That's
It's a
4,
steady
it's 5
0.5
now.
It's been a steady 0.4, it's hold at 0.5, and it's jumped to 0.6.
There it goes to 6. That's down to 4.
Let's see, 0.5. Did you want something? .5.
There's a device on the desk over here. It's lit up. If you touch it, that device will go off. All you have to do is touch it. All you have to do is wave your hand or whatever you can in front of it. Just like that. And that will go off. That will let us know that you're here with us. Could you please make that device go off for us?
Steady 0.4, so it jumps to 0.5.
The device that Tom set on the table picks up electromagnetic fields, and it's not very sensitive. You literally have to have your hand or some portion of your body or something within
Jumped up.
inches of the face of that to set that alarm off that you
Maybe you're
heard.
standing underneath it, but it's up on the upper floor. That's where they say
You got a
that.
0.9 right here.
Oh, are you kidding
No,
me?
it's 0.5. It's you though.
What is it? 4?
See, the thing is, it's not really moving.
No. I had a point, steady 0.4, 0.5, and then it went from a 0.4 to a 0.6 at one point.
Yeah, I saw it go to the 6.
Yeah. Yeah, Rex was standing here with me the whole time. The closer I got to the door, the higher it went.
Three. No, 3 is pretty.
Are you still here with me? if you could wave your hand over that device, like Tom just did, and make it go off, that would be really nice.
Just like this.
We'd like to know if you're here with us.
Is your battery's going dead?
0.5.
You might come over there and ask.
Mm.
Well, my battery's actually holding up.
Can you wave your hand over the device? Oops.
Not speaker part.
No. Just like that, and make it go off.
Hang on, hold on.
Hmm.
And I'll get away from you. Maybe they don't like it anymore.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Well, I'm the only one at the table right now. Yeah, if you could do that, and just wave your hand right over that and make that noise. Steady 0.5.
The devices we have will not harm you or hurt you in any way. It's a way we
6.
can communicate with you.
Let's
It
jump
lets
to-
us know that you're here with us. If you can touch the top of that device, that'll give a beep and it will let us know that you're here. And we can continue to talk with you.
Did you just make this jump to 0.6? .6.
Try to get it up to a 7. 7's very interesting.
Okay. Could you make this go from a 0.5 to a 0.7? You must be here because it's at a 0.5. We'd like, thank you. You made that go to 0.6. Thank you. We'd like to chat with you. Can you make that go up to 0.6 again? Is this Mrs. Putnam? As soon as I asked that, it went to 0.6. Mrs. Putnam, is that you? 0.6. As soon as I asked the question.
Significant point here. Catherine was asking for Mrs. Putnam, and every time she did, or she said, "Is Mrs. Putnam, is that you?" the device jumped up to 0.6.
Kind of went off time.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. Well, if that was you that made it go to 0.6, thank you very much.
Consistent with you on 7. I take some pictures.
Okay. Could you make that go to 0.7? Mrs. Putnam. 0.6. Is that you, Mrs. Putnam, who's making
The flashes of light you're
0.6?
seeing there is Tom trying to take pictures to see if he can pick up some kind of an
Did you
entity,
do that
in it.
again?
because we're all realizing now that we may have made contact with Mrs. Putnam.
We'd just like you to do that so we know that you're here. Could you make that go to 0.6 again? That was really nice. There it went.
You got a 7?
Now 0.6. Could you make that go to 0.7? The last time I asked if that was you, this went to 0.6 real quick. Could you do that again? 0.6. Thank you.
Unfortunately, my camera ran out of batteries here in about a minute.
Could you make this
So
go to
let's sum this up.
0.7?
Catherine was talking to what we believe, or what I believe, was Mrs. Putnam. Every time she asked Mrs. Putnam's, brought up Putnam name, or asked the entity to move closer using the Putnam name, that meter jumped up to a 6. So in my personal opinion, we made a contact with Mrs. Putnam, and I say that only because I actually watched that meter myself jump up to 6 a couple of
That's
times.
you. Could you let us know
Well,
by making this go to 0.7?
I'll be interviewing Tom Whalen with the Amercian Veterans Paranormal Services and to get his opinion. And of course, we had the For Freedom team here this evening: Leah Edwards, Becky Fitch, Cindy Sloan, and then I'll be talking to Mark Conrad, the curator of the museum, and Catherine herself, and getting their own opinions on what we actually saw, felt, or heard here this evening. Until next time, folks, this has been Rex at the Buckeyenest. Hope you enjoyed this presentation.